Everyone, welcome to another brand new episode of Women of Community Banking podcast. One of the very few, I think the first live recording that I'm doing, usually do it virtually. So, Myrto, thank you for agreeing to do a live recording with me today. I appreciate it. Again, welcome to New York.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Absolute pleasure. Finally, quick introduction who Myrto is. Myrto is the Chief Operating Officer of Farmers Insurance Federal Credit Union. Firstly, congratulations on your new role and new move. We are really excited about it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am indeed as well. Yes.
Completely my pleasure. Uh, let's talk about her journey, right? I mean, she has spent quick introduction. She spent decades doing bunch of things at financial services and the large banks, commercial banks. Then moved to a credit union in California. Now moved to another credit union in another C-level role. So, do you want to talk about your journey a bit, Myrto, and share with my audience?
Oh, thank you. Journey. Good God. Born and raised in beautiful Greece. That's where I learned that I'm I'm foodie. So the culture of food and sunshine and appreciate life. Life took me to London, where I completed my studies. I'm an attorney by trade. I immediately entered compliance space. Back in the days before the financial crisis, compliance looked something very dynamic and interesting to me. It had that business element and that daily interaction, and you can't go wrong with the smell of a trading floor. So to me, as a young self, it looked something very appealing. So I stayed in compliance. And I got to move to amazing institutions. I spent a lot of time at JP Morgan. I spent some time at UBS. And then life, my husband and I brought us in the US. I joined Wells Fargo. I spent quite amount of my career over there. And then I don't know how I'll call it. Some of my friends call it the Jerry Maguire moment. But I started thinking a lot of things happened in life. It was the pandemic, it was the birth of my son. I started thinking that I want to be a little bit more mission driven. I wanted to matter what I do. And what I did, I wanted to show, to have an impact. I just didn't want to feel that I'm another hamster in the wheel.
Sure.
So life presented with another gift that was to join the credit union space.
Sure.
It was drinking from the fire hose. It was a very steep learning curve. I actually joke when I say that I had to Google who regulates credit unions. It was a completely different experience. And I immediately embarked on it and loved it since then. Hence, I'm staying. It's banking with soul. That's the expression that I use to this day, and I will keep using it because it's absolutely true.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason all of us are, you know, so much close to the movement itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of us came from commercial banks, from
Mm-hmm.
consulting, so that that's absolutely well taken. So, Meto, again, congratulations on your new role multiple times. But what is that you're doing at Farmers Insurance?
Great question. So this time around, we decided, my CEO and I decided to marry the two very core aspects of a financial institution, which is the operations, what I call the backbone, the machine, what drives everything, and then the deep compliance culture. I keep saying everywhere I go and to forums and to colleagues that compliance for me is a state of mind. So if you marry the state of mind with a good backbone infrastructure, that creates an operational excellence. So my role is that, basically, to achieve that operational excellence and marry a good, solid infrastructure foundation that has a compliance also mindset.
Interesting. So it's a question I love asking people who step onto new roles. So if you talk about your next 6 months plan, because your role is very unique, you come from, you're an attorney, then compliance, and now operations.
Yeah.
So marrying compliance and operations, that's a huge task.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the next 6 months plan? That will be great.
Yes, and it's interesting because I'm already knee deep on that. It's threefold. One is I'm still on a listening tour. I'm still trying to understand context, legacy, roles, people. I have a deep respect for that always whenever I go to a new institution. It's not, the new girl, the new person bringing things, let's go with her. There needs to be a deep understanding of why. I hear a lot the phrase of this is how we done it. Sometimes there's a very deep truth in that, and there's a very deep foundation into that. That once you get your hands on it, it tells you a lot. It tells you a big story about the place. It's like discovering when you're renovating a house. It's like discovering like an old crest, yes, or something that has deep meaning. Um, the other one is to start figuring out, which I am already, if we have the right people in the right positions. Sometimes in organizations, again, with deep legacy and history, you have overweighted teams versus lightweighted teams. And then depending on the strategy where the organization is going, sometimes it's not really balanced. Yep. So that's kind of my second goal. And third one is the organization operationally ready to execute on the strategy set by the CEO, executives, board, all of those people? If we say priority number one is this, are we really all of us geared up to that? So that's for me to start doing those alignments and those tweaks here and there.
That's a lot, by the way.
It is a lot. Yeah, I am busy.
Getting back to the reason, right? You talked about that during COVID. I mean, I think all of us understood that purpose and passion is really purpose of doing what I'm doing is really important than just being another cog in the wheel.
Mm.
So, what was the reason that actually brought you to credit unions? Was this the only reason or something else?
It's because I'm a builder by nature. I love building. Although I didn't like Legos as a kid. It ticks my boxes. It lights up my everything when there is for me an opportunity to build something from scratch. And I think I'm at this point in life, professionally and personally, that I still have the hunger. I still have the very much appetite to learn, but I also have some experience that I can bring in. So this mix for me is something that right now motivates me the most. So credit union presented that for me. Presented also, like I said, mission that what we really do matters to people. So you see the impact every day. You walk around the community and you see that he bought his house, he bought his business. You see all of that direct impact to people's lives. And then three, I think it's I really start to like the small lean teams.
Yeah.
That everybody flat hierarchy, flat organization, everybody all hands on deck, just do what the best that we can. So it gives you a little bit, again, the true meaning of teamwork and the true meaning of partnership. That, again, for me at this point in time is quite important.
Yeah, I think you've been the other side of the world. You've been at the commercial banks to realize how important is it to work in a lean, sleek team.
Yeah.
Get things done fast.
Yes.
Right. So that's
correct.
Now, obviously, your journey has not been an easy one. You're from Greece, went to London, moved over here with your husband, found a new job. It's a whole new thing. Do talk about challenges, Mytro. What are the challenges that you faced as an individual, and how do you overcome challenges?
I love that question because it never stops, right? You know, it never stops. It's just constant challenge after challenge. It wears different hats.
Yep.
I guess it's you have to like it. You just have to like it.
That's what life is.
Exactly. You have to go for it. You have to find bravery and courage somewhere in some level that gets you going. Otherwise, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should do something different with life or different choices in life. I think looking back now, I don't see myself as being so brave, but I think that motivated me to go like, I can try that. Why not? I was always like, why not? There's nothing to lose, or why not this? So challenge has been a motivator, I guess, in a different level. Yeah.
I'm sure. And do you talk about how do you overcome challenges? Because that's a very vital component to it.
Um, being part of also a team helps me overcome the challenge. Feeling that if team at home, team at work, team friends, whatever team you want to call, uh, uh, it's something that I always made me feel comforted. Always made me feel that I have like a good safety net. People, I guess, help me overcome the challenge. And I'm always a person of plan B. Always knowing that there's a plan B somewhere. So if it doesn't work, what's the plan B? What do we do? Yeah.
So that's your mantra.
Mhm.
Always have a plan B.
Yeah. Yeah. Even mentally, if you don't even execute or if you don't act on it, you know that, I have always this on the side or I can go for this. That gives you a little bit more power in the engine, I guess. Yeah.
Now, I always love asking this question about advice to aspiring leaders, right? I mean, lot of people cannot become who you are at the age of 47, whatever, right? So, if you were to share a few pieces of advice to aspiring leaders, what would they be?
Yeah. I would say also always don't be afraid to take on tough assignments. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. If you don't take a tough assignment, you're not going to be able to discover yourself, see like really, really, really deep down what you're made of, and then discover some of the aspect skills that otherwise, if you're comforted or if you lead a comfort path or if you walk on a comfort path, you'll never know. So, like how to overcome challenge, how to overcome stress, or how to be better, sharper, adaptive, quicker. So, definitely don't be afraid to take on assignment. Raise your hand, say, I'll do it, I got it. And it's very also the professionally and personally, it's always good to build a network of mentors and sponsors. And I say the two things are very different in my mind. Mentor and sponsor, super different thing. A sponsor, especially career wise, professionally, is of paramount importance. The sponsor will be there to advocate for you, but to prove yourself to a sponsor, you're not just a nice guy or a nice lady or this and that.
Yep.
You have to prove yourself through the tough assignments. So raise your hand, take on a tough assignment, get into the weeds, roll up the sleeves, and then start looking for, can you be my sponsor? Can you be my mentor? Because they truly believe in you. You get their buy-in like this.
That's very important. I mean, I cannot emphasize more on importance of mentorship. Whatever I do today because of my mentors, at every single, I mean, what you talked about, you should have I mean, in my opinion, you should have a mentor in your personal life, mentor in professional life, and multiple mentors because every phase of life needs a different mentor to propel you to the next phase. That's what my 2 cents are.
So 100%, because professionally, a mentor could be super proficient technically, say, hey, think about this, do it like that, but they may not have the same state of mind that you are right now in your life. Exactly. And then sometimes mentors in life can be in the exact state of mind but know nothing about the profession. So yeah, I understand the differentiation, but it's in careers and how you build your career, and mentor and sponsor for me, I think it's a very critical, it's very important. And you build it up yourself. They don't just come to you and your lap. You have to
go and talk to people. I mean, seeking help is something, it's very underrated, right? I mean, you have to go and put your hands up and ask for help.
Yes.
That's so much. Not a lot of people do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let's wrap up the episode with one last question. What is the future of the credit union movement, right? I mean, I sound like a broken record, but yeah, I mean, I am pro M&A, I'm pro digital transformation, I'm pro using technology for betterment, but still the movement will remain the movement. So, where do you think is the credit union movement right now, and what is the future of the movement?
We shall see. I think we're in a premises of transformation right now in the credit union space, and I haven't been in this space for a very long time. What I see though is that there's going to be very heavy M&As, like you mentioned, because credit unions, smaller ones, even though they serve communities, smaller communities, they're not able to keep up with technology evolution, fraud. It's on the rise tremendously, and then just the whole financial ecosystem, the way it's developing. I think old school credit unions will not be able to keep up. But the need for credit unions is stronger than ever because the credit unions are very much member customer focused. They are their strongest currency right now. So, and I can see credit unions are still on that, very hung up on that, and people recognize and see it. So I'm going to be loyal to my credit union. I'm going to be loyal to my relationship there. So credit unions basically do not have to do much. It's just tap into the whole financial life of each member.
Yep.
So to answer your question, I think yes, it's going to change. We're going to have much less credit unions, but the leading credit unions are going to be top of the food chain, not just AUM wise, but technology, innovation, and really, really strong memberships that you don't see in banks. You do not see in banks because banks are moving away from day-to-day people, day-to-day deposits are focused a little bit more different
on the commercial side. I understand.
Yeah. So credit unions are not going to step in, if you like, and step up. Into that aspect a lot more.
I mean, both of us share the same vision, right?
So, what do you think?
If you ask me, it's same, right? Again, there's a question that I keep on asking myself. If I were someone who never knew about credit unions, will I become a credit union member now? That's the question. I'll be very honest, right? But do I want to go for an auto loan or right away? Okay. Do I want to go for a mortgage? I mean, from a credit union right away. Mm-hmm. So there has to be a transformation within the credit union ecosystem to attract people in Gen Zs and Zillennials is what I call, right? Yeah. Because for me, a financial institution is something that helps me move my money from point A to B seamless, fast, very fast.
Got it.
So unless you have that capability inbuilt, right, or coming up in credit unions, it's difficult to get the younger generation to the movement. But obviously, we are doing good job with our vendor partners, with our fintech partners to come and build it. If you ask me, yes, might be not now. I mean, I'm like overcritical about things at times, but I think yes, the way how the movement is proceeding, I would definitely want to become a member of any credit union and leave or ditch banks and come and work for credit.
Yeah.
Another example I'll give you why I want eventually. I call up one of my large banks where I'm a customer. They still don't understand my voice in the IVR. just basic examples, right? It's never the case for credit unions.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want something to be solved, it will be solved today.
Yes.
That personalization is something which someone like me values a lot.
Yeah.
Again, coming back to that conversation, there's been a recent survey by, I'm not sure by Cornerstone, I believe, where Cornerstone researched Gen Zs and millennials on need of branches. Do you need branches around? All of us think that the chimes and the revolutes of the world are the best thing that has happened to mankind. But the survey came out that Gen Zs are more inclined to financial institutions that have branches around. And that's basic. Right? So I think credit unions do check all the boxes. Right? It's just like the experience needs to improve a bit.
I agree.
In terms of mobile banking, that needs to improve a bit. If that comes at par with, not at par, even closer with the bigger institution, I don't see any reason for any of us to go and work with bank with the larger banks.
I agree.
That's
Digitization is now the key.
I'm one of the biggest supporter of the movement, but also biggest critic of the movement because I want us to succeed. right? Let's talk reality.
Yeah.
So
100%.
that's what
I agree. That's exactly where we're headed. And let's see who makes it towards that after that line, because not everybody can make it to that, because we do understand the movement. I think all credit unions have the member in mind, but it's a stride, and not everybody can make that in terms of, again, operational excellence, deep understanding, and compliance mindset. Quite honestly, because like I mentioned before, fraud is on the rise. Now we have extreme. There's also very prescriptive regulation on that space. So is everybody geared up for that? Is everybody live transaction? Are we checking that? So it will not be for everybody, but for the people that make it across, like you say, it's
important.
Yes, it's important.
So, Myrto, this was great. I think the first live conversation. So, again, thank you everyone for tuning in for the episode.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.